Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ahlul Bayt Live with me, Rebecca Masterton, and tonight we've got a special program where a group of people went for ziyarah just over a period of 2 weeks to Iraq and Iran, and tonight inshallah we're going to be listening to their inspirational stories for those of us who are trapped in this grey cloudy city in London or any other grey cloudy cities around Europe as well, or in the States and any other countries. We're going to listen inshallah to something that's going to raise our spirits and inspire us tonight. We have with us brother Reza and also sister Saarah Bokhari, and we'll welcome them to the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Just to start off with, brother Reza, what was this? Can you tell us more about this trip? Who went? What was the idea behind it? I mean, obviously we don't need to say why did you go for ziyarah, but why at this particular time?
In the name of Allah, most merciful, most compassionate, thanks for having us on the program. The trip was basically a ziyarah to the cities in Iraq, the holy cities in Iraq, which were Najaf in Karbala and Samarra and Kazamain, and also the holy city of Kufa. And after that there was another trip to Mashhad and Qom. So it was basically to as many holy cities we could go to, crammed into 2 weeks, period of 15 days or 2 weeks. And that was the trip. That was the outline of the trip.
It was all the haramain in all the harams in Iraq and Iran that you went
all the
to.
harams, and also I think a group some went to Jam Karan, which is obviously not a imam or imamzadeh, but it's another holy mosque, important mosque. So it was basically as many important Islamic Shia holy places that we could visit in the short space of time. And also not only those places, but other places, like for example on a day we went and visited the tragedy of Karbala, Ashura. So we visited the places where Hazrat Abul Fazl Abbas, he went and took water. We visited the places where his left and his right arm were cut from him. And all these important places, and each single place we went, be it Kufa or the harams or the places where historical events took place, it was to bring us closer to Ahlul Bayt, to not only visualize it, that what we see throughout, or what we hear in lectures and majlises throughout the Muharram and Ramadan and other occasions in the year, or Fatimiyya period. It was to visualize these holy people, these important places, so we have them in our head. And there were so many more things. It wasn't just that, there were so many more things.
And so how many people were on the group?
It was a group of about 150 people, so it really was a really big group. But actually in December when we went, because we went on ziyarah with the same group for 10 days to Iraq, and it was a group of 250 people. So it was a lot of people, but at the same time, because you're spending day in, day out with each other, your nights become days, your days become nights, so you're spending so much time, it literally feels like you're all a family, and it really did feel like that. So it makes the experience a lot more blessed. Yeah, I think that's such an important thing about travelling, especially on a sacred journey. Like if everyone's hearts are in accord with each other, then that makes the journey really special. Like if everyone's got the same intention. So you touched down. Which airport did you arrive in? How did you get there in the first place?
The group that we went, everybody except me and Saarah were on a separate flight because we were late additions to the trip. So they had to quickly find extra seats from somewhere. So a lot of people went from Dubai, and the extra seats that they found for us, we went through Turkey. So we went to Istanbul and a few-hour transit, and then we went to Baghdad. And there we all got together. We arrived in the airport. We waited for everyone else. We all arrived, and from there we went to, first city was to Najaf. And we stayed there for, I think, 3 or 4 days. And on the 4th day, we went to Karbala. And I have personally been, I think Sarah has been as well, I have been to Iraq before, which was approximately 8 years ago. And as much as it was a ziyarat, it was when we took our father, my father we took him to Najaf to bury him there. After that, we obviously tried to do a bit of ziyarat, but it was a bit difficult because of the fact that it was just 1 year after the removal of Saddam Hussein, and also the fact that we were confused because we were grieving for my father, so it was a bit difficult. On this occasion, the other thing I had to bear in mind was the fact that the filming we were doing about the trip. However, I could appreciate the ziyarat as a ziyarat more now. Right. So the fact that we walked, one thing we did was walk 3 kilometers from outside of Karbala, or near the Haram of Hazrat Abu Bas and Imam Hussein. We walked bare feet to the Haram. And I mean, 3 kilometers is an amazing amount of distance, but the fact that it just makes you feel and think extra and reflect extra, because you're doing something that you don't usually do. You never walk in the street barefoot. Even, to be honest with you, when we went to Mashhad, we didn't do this. Even though when we went to Najaf, Imam Ali alayhi salam is the first Imam, but we didn't do this. So that each part of the trip had its own special feeling, and that made it really feel special in a certain way.
It is like, you're right, it's like this special kind of respect given to Imam Hussein alayhi salam that people show to honour him, which I think is really beautiful. And so did you walk as well on this?
Most of the group, we'd had 3-4 nights in Najaf, and then on that 4th day we went to Karbala, and the beautiful thing was that we were all in such an utter state of humility. I mean, that's the most humbling thing, is that you're going towards your master and you really are in the position of someone who's a slave to him. And the moment you get into Karbala, your whole essence, your soul, the very essence of your existence feels that I'm going towards my master, I'm going towards the master of all martyrs. And walking into the city and first seeing the dome of Fadhil Abbas from a distance, you kind of reflect and contemplate exactly where you're going. And each footstep is made with such heavy grief. You feel like the pain of Ashura is as if it's just happened yesterday. And I think all this contemplation is really important, because it makes you realize that, it makes you appreciate just what they did for this religion. It's not something that happened 1400 years ago. It's something that we can appreciate, and we will appreciate for the rest of time. Inshallah. And alhamdulillah, it's an extremely humbling experience, and I would recommend it to everyone.
And so you visited the Haram of Imam Ali alayhi salam first, and then you went to sort of greet his son after that.
We went to seek permission from the father to go and see his son. 2 sons. And I think that's how it should really be. Imam Ali alayhi salam is the first Imam, so out of respect we should always go to him. And when we went to Karbala, and then after that from Karbala we went to Samarra and Kazimain. They were like a day trip, because our hotel was based in Karbala, and it's very difficult to be able to stay in those places anyway, especially Samarra. I don't know if many people know from the viewers, but in Samarra, the way it was explained to us by our guide, it's in an area where they're not the lovers of Ahlul Bayt, if you know what I mean. So you actually feel this, you actually feel a different sense to the Karbala, or even Kazimain. Even Kazimain, when you went there, you felt more love than you did in Samarra. So it's important that we do go to these places. And I saw a picture on Facebook a little while ago which showed a huge number of people going to Kazimain. And I urge people to go to Samarra as well, not to forget that we have 12 Imams. We don't only have Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Imam Reza and Imam Ali. We have many, many more Imams that we need to know about them more. We need to visit them more. But showing our love to Imam Hussein is good, but there's also other Imams that we need to prove our love to by going and visiting them, if we can.
Especially as they are buried in hostile environments as well. There's sort of a coldness in the air. The thing about Samarra is that even in the time of Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam, it was like an army base, and it still is exactly that. I mean, the city is not built up. I mean, Karbala and Najaf, you see shops around, you see, there's a rich culture in those cities, whereas in this city, it's completely, especially since the 2003 bomb blast, it's completely
broken in a sense, and you go there and you feel that same hostility because our Imams who are buried there, obviously they were imprisoned most of their lives, and you really feel that sadness, and especially for Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, because his direct family is buried there, and you go there and you really, for me, I feel like I'm paying allegiance to him, and it's almost like you miss him there because that is his family, and you feel his grief in that place.
And you also, we're going to show a clip, inshallah, of Wadi Assalaam. Can you tell me a little bit about one of these trips that you took to here, Reza?
Wadi Assalaam, obviously, it's a very important place, not just for the followers of Ahlul Bayt or the schools of thought of Jafari Shia, but there's prophets buried there, Hud and Saleh. And it's one of the oldest cemeteries in the world. It's one of the largest cemeteries in the world, and there's many hadiths talking about the benefits of being buried in Wadi Assalaam. We decided with some friends to go and visit it at night because we wanted to appreciate something that you don't appreciate in daytime. When we pass away and we're buried, when people leave us, even the closest one to us, children, husbands, wives, and they go, mothers and fathers, it's you and your a'mal and the darkness. There's nothing else there. So it was amazing experience to go that night, to recite some du'as, to do some lamentation for Hazrat Abu Fazl Abbas, and pray there, and just use the opportunity that, how often do we have opportunity to go to in the middle of the night to Wadi Assalaam?
Very true.
From London. We can do anything you want in London, go to any cemetery, but to Wadi Assalaam, and to try and get close to Allah through that way. So it was, for me, it was
very powerful,
amazing, one of the amazing parts of the trip that we experienced.
And we're going to take a look at a sample of this trip as well in the clip that's just coming up.
السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. But we ask, oh Imam, why would you cry blood instead of tears? What did you see on the day of Ashura? What did you see on the land of Karbala? He saw a man come to Imam al-Hussein. He says, oh Hussein, oh brother, the cries of the children has cut me to pieces. The cry of Ata'ish, al-Ata'ish, al-Ata'ish is killing me. Let me go towards the river and bring some water for the children. For Sukaina can't take it anymore, and I can't take staring into the eyes of this small child and not doing anything. Imam al-Hussein says, oh Abbas, you are my standard bearer. I fear if you leave me, my backbone will be crushed. But he gave him permission. Ahlul Fadhil al-Abbas walks toward the river. As he reaches the river, he picks up the water. As he puts it towards his tongue, he hears the cries of Sukaina. يا عماه العطش العطش. Abbas throws the water and says, يا نفس من بعد الحسين هوني. إلهي, oh Allah, make these tears and make these supplications be an intercession for us on the day of judgment. Oh Allah, grant us the intercession of Imam al-Hussein on the first night when we are in our graves. Ilahi, make the tears that we cry for Imam al-Hussein intercede for us on the day of judgment. Ya Allah. إلهي بمريض كربلاء زين العابدين يا رب عافي وشافي جميع المرضى على أخص من أوصانا بالدعاء يا الله. إلهي ارزقنا في الدنيا زيارة الحسين وفي الآخرة شفاعة الحسين يا الله. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج واجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه ومن الذابين عنه ومن المستشهدين بين يديه يا الله. إلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات وإلى أرواح خدمة الحسين نهدي لهم ثواب صورة المباركة الفاتحة قبل الصلوات.
That was some of the brothers in Wadi Assalaam at night, with a brief clip as well of the daytime as well. What did it feel like being there, you know, in the cemetery of the prophets?
Initially, I don't want to say scared, but it was a bit unusual.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we were joking about saying, oh, there's going to be jinns are going to be jumping out, let's recite Surah Jinn or whatever. But when we sat down and then Brother Ali Fadhil started reciting du'as and stuff, I mean, I was filming a little bit, so it's a little bit different to others, but I did feel more humble, and I feel like, and end of it, this is where we're all going to end up.
Yeah.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
And so it makes you wonder, but what is important in life? Is it what is shown to us that we think is important, or what Islam tells us?
Yeah.
What Ahlul Bayt tell us, what the Holy Prophet tell us so important. So it was a good reminder. As much as we see the Imams, things like that are also good reminders for us.
Yeah. Recommended by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his family as well, to visit graves to remind yourself of death, shortness of life. Saarah, just a kind of a general question. What are the benefits of ziyarah? I think I've brought this up once before, where I mean, when you come back, you're so in another world state and everything, and then sometimes you come back and you say to people, "Go, just go," and they go, "Oh no, but Imam Hussein is in my heart," or I don't really need to. You know, I remember Imam Hussein every night, and so why is it necessary to actually take that physical journey?
Going on ziyarah for me, I've been, alhamdulillah, I've been a few times now, and people do always ask me that question, why do you keep going? Why, especially for I think a lot of people think that ziyarah is literally just a visitation. You're literally just going to Karbala to see where everything happened, you're seeing the battlefield, you're seeing Imam Hussein alayhi salam who died shaheed for us. And I think on one level, that is one purpose of ziyarah, but I think it's a lot deeper than that, because for me, each time I've gone has been a chapter to my life, a beginning of a new chapter to my life that I don't think I could have ever otherwise achieved if I hadn't gone. And I think the beautiful thing about it is that you take so much back with you. I mean, I was talking to my friends the other day, and they keep saying that this many days till the month of Ramadan, and I can't wait. And the reason why they say that is because they want that spiritual elevation. They can't wait to spend like a month dedicated to God and dedicated to elevating yourself and learning things. And I think the beauty of ziyarah is that you literally spend 2 weeks, and it might be intense, it might be incredibly difficult at times, but what you gain from it, and just by sitting in the harams, by contemplating upon yourself and what you can improve in yourself, is something that you can't gain over here. Yeah. Because that immense love of the Ahlul Bayt ﷺ, which really is the foundation of our religion, it is encompassed by you there, and you just feel like it inspires you to become a better person.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've seen people who've been on ziyarah and in the worst situations, and they've gone there for either help or just to kind of get their mind a bit clear, and they come back as completely changed people. And it's beautiful, the miracles you see on ziyarah, and there's such a deeper meaning to it that I think anyone, I would really, really recommend anyone who's in any situation in their life, if you're incredibly happy, or, you know, I've seen newlywed couples going there, it's such a amazing experience. Like, it really does, you relate to on any aspect, on many aspects.
That's very inspiring to hear, and it's a good point about how, you know, it's a sort of it's to do with your own sort of soul, the state of your own soul, how it can be like it's a form of education of the soul that we don't get, you know, in school or anything.
I just wanted to add, in life, the things that you work the hardest for, you appreciate the most. The things that are given to you on a silver plate almost has no value. So when we're at a state where we can't go and we strive, we borrow, we work hard, we do extra shifts or whatever we have to do, and we have to do, either we go on the ziyarat or we lose the opportunity from work or something, and we choose the ziyarat, that's when it's worth more. If it was done really easily and you just, you know, everything was sorted out really easily for you, the financing of it, the timing of it, would it be as amazing as it would have been? I don't think so. And there's a reason when you're in their presence, otherwise why would all the houses around the world be around Ahlul Bayt? All the ulama go around there to learn and to live there to learn. If we could, it's like, you know, you have a loved one, like a brother or a sister or whatever, and through Skype you see them and it makes you feel a little bit happy. You speak onto the phone, it gives you a little bit of comfort. But when you're in their presence and you can hug them and you can, you know, feel their presence and their energy, you can't compare that.
That's true. I mean, you can't as these are our family, you know, it's the same way. You can't really have a family just by kind of having, I mean, I'm sure many of our viewers do, and families are very scattered across the world, so everyone will know what it's like just to have a sort of relations with, you know, just by phone, and the difference between, you know, that and actually seeing people as well in person. What else do you feel people can gain if people are sort of hesitating to go, or they say, well, why do you keep going back? I mean,
it's important what you said. It's what you intend to get out of it. If you go with an open heart and say, if there's going to be problems on the way, I'll accept them. If there's going to be, I know that by visiting you I will get something out of it. Even if it's not financial, I will get either a spiritual in this world, definitely in the next world. So if you go there thinking, okay, I want to have the best hotel, the most comfortable time, the most luxurious bus, and I can't stand the heat, and I can't stand this, I can't stand, you're going to the wrong place, or you're going with the wrong mentality. You have to go with the mentality with an open heart and an open mind, and say, no matter what happens, I've come to see people who are of value to me, and I love them so much that I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of things to come and see them. So it has value for me to go there. And because of that, I'm happy to accept the hardship that's passed to it. So it's the state of mind you go to. And I guarantee 100% that if you go with that mind, state of mind, you will come back so enriched inside you and in your mind and spiritually that it's hard to express it to someone. You can't say, oh, this is how you have to say, the only thing I can say to you is go. Pack your bags, save the money and go.
That's brilliant, and well, inshallah, an inspiration for our audience as well. I'm sure many of our audience have been for ziyarah, but it's always very refreshing. Like I said, I mean, it's a while since I went to Iraq. Anyway, we weren't able to go this year, so actually there's a special kind of, you know, with returning zawar, you know, your barakah, and it's you know, it lifts you up, it takes you back to that place, because when I remember coming back and noticing, you could even kind of see the kind of energy on the underground, you know, the spiritual pollution that everyone's living in. So it's definitely giving some inspiration. I wanted to thank you, and inshallah we'll see you both after the break. We're just about to go to break, so inshallah we'll see you in a few minutes. Assalamu alaikum.